Hello, I'm John Karlovic, and the main goal of our community newspapers, the Geauga County Maple Leaf, the Chesterland News, and the Kirtland Chronicle, is to be indispensable to the communities we serve. If you already get or advertise in one of our newspapers, thank you. If you don't, please consider becoming part of our readership and advertising family.
Imagine this land 200 years ago, in 1815. There were forests and streams, wildlife living wildly. Herds of deer and elk, bears, wolves, and even panthers. Quiet except for the sounds of nature. No roads or houses, barns or fields, no means of communication. Then in the summer of 1815, population 1. Roswell Stevens was our first settler, and he built a log cabin here, cleared a piece of land, and planted wheat. And then in December, he moved his family and his belongings with an ox team from Montville Township in Ashtabula County, which is 14 miles away. They traveled through forests and streams and swamps with no roads or bridges to help them in their travels. Within months of Roswell Stevens' arrival, 3 other pioneer families followed. And over the next few years, more families came to join the original 4. Some stayed, some left unable to sustain a living in tough conditions, and some returned. As the months and years progressed, so did the town. In 1818, a portion of the first road was made, later to be named Plank Road, which was paved with wood planks from Painesville to Warren. Prior to 1822, Montville was part of Hamden Township, but was detached and named Montville on March 4, 1822. The township was organized and held its first election of township officials. Soon after, in 1820, ministers came to preach the gospel, which were welcomed by the pioneers. Mail was first delivered in 1823 or so. The route was from Unionville to Parkman and delivered on horseback. But when the conditions were too hard for the horse, the mailman delivered it on foot with the mail in his hat. In 1826, school districts were formed. In the late 1820s, sawmills sprang up and were needed for the lumber to build more houses. In 1830, a mercantile opened, offering goods for the residents, and in 1836, the first tavern provided refreshments for those who needed it. In 1828, the cemetery was laid out, but due to legalities, didn't officially become township property until 1844. A quote from the Pioneer and General History of Geauga County, Montville chapter, referencing our cemetery. Here lie the early pioneers who helped to change the howling wilderness into fruitful fields and labored to sow the seeds of education and religion for the benefit of succeeding generations. There's so much more to read about Montville in the Pioneer and General History of Geauga County, which you can get a copy of that at the library. The Montville History Booklet published in 1976, and the updated version of our history available today. We've come a long way in 200 years, from a population of 1 to about 2,000 today. Imagine what you would think if you were in Montville, in Roswell Stevens' place at times, and what he saw. Imagine what Roswell Stevens would think seeing Montville in our time now. I hope you have planted a seed in your minds to learn more about the history of our township.